Hey everyone, this is Jay Wilburn, Captain Three Kidneys. I was thinking today about some things that were kind of going through my mind, and one of them was as I'm kind of feeling tired all the time and kind of struggling with a few of the physical aspects of dealing with medications and fighting kidney rejection and trying to stay healthy after transplant. One of the comments that I just kind of made to myself was I should be used to this by now. Part of that was just kind of the idea of not feeling great and trying to fight against that because I did that for all those years before transplant. But then also just thinking about the medication. Like at some point, I felt like shouldn't I be adjusted to this and not be struggling with these same things. And some of it's the cycle stuff. I'm having to deal with diet and I'm having to deal with exercise and that kind of thing. But with the steroids in particular, I'm struggling with putting on weight, and I've put on a bit more than I intended to, and trying to pull that off as opposed to keep putting it on. With the weight coming on, especially like fluid building up around my neck and head and stuff, it's a lot of pressure. My blood pressure's up, so the weight causes blood pressure. The blood pressure makes me a little dizzy and tired, and then that makes me not want to go out and do the exercise and stuff, which of course makes it harder to keep the weight off and all that. So kind of having to fight through some of those things. And when I made the comment, I should be used to this by now. Thought about, I really should give myself a little more credit on some of those things, in the sense that when we're dealing with anything, any kind of struggle, and have gone through it for a while, we hit that point where we just kind of feel worn out, or like, why is this still happening? And you think, why am I not used to this? Like, why do I still feel this way? Not giving ourselves credit for how far we've come with those things, and then also not giving ourselves credit for that we are in the midst of a struggle, and it is something that we're working for, fighting against, and we deserve a little breathing room that we grant ourselves for the times that we don't feel great, and that even though it is something ongoing that we've dealt with for a while, we're still dealing with it, and give ourselves credit for continuing the fight even when we do feel worn down. So when you get that feeling, I should be used to this by now, give yourself credit on both ends. Credit for what you've already accomplished, and credit for what you're still fighting for. So for those things, I will be grateful, and for this, I will rise up and be thankful. The link on the video, if you were in the description, if you're watching this on YouTube, goes to today's episode of the Matters of Faith podcast. Interview a guy about the Jefferson Bible, sort of his views on faith and what brought him into it. So if you're interested, check that out as well, and you can kind of see someone's different perspective on how they approach faith and that sort of thing. So thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.